Good morning. It's Tuesday, and I'm running late. October 12th, 2021. My name is Terry Morgan. We're here to practice Wudang Taiji. Talk about that for a second and drink some coffee. Alright, so this morning what we have is a slight change from what I've been doing. The emphasis on the second part of the form gives us a couple of opportunities to do some things that we wouldn't be doing if we were in the first part of the form. So that's number one. Number two, having a long set to practice gives us some difficulties on video. Okay? If we're all in a room together or in a park together all at the same time and we're going to practice all together, it's much easier to do that in person with a long set than it is to try and follow a video. It's just the nature of the media. Yeah. So, what to do? My solution is to pay a little bit more attention to the analysis of the movements. What are we doing in this particular move? How does this particular move work? And keep it in context so that we've got full practice, whole form, and we spend some time on individual moves that we can then put back into the form with, ideally, some additional skills so that our form practice improves, as well as improving the individual skills for whatever movement we're paying attention to. Okay, so that's the idea. I'm going to sip coffee. We're going to get started. Alright, feet about shoulder width apart, stand straight, pull up to the crown of the head. Basic stretch, we're going to do this pretty much every day. Alright, and hand circle to the front, back around both sides, up on the center line, good job. And yes, I am moving a little bit quickly. Let's move on through. This is advanced class. Knowing what you need to do to warm up. Is part of that. And I've talked about this multitudes of times. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. A little bit of leg stretch. Right leg front, left leg back. Do not push into your knee, push down through your leg. Okay, and 1, 2, keep going. Alright, this idea of warming up. If we don't warm up, particularly as we get older, there's a problem with the body not wanting to do whatever it is you're trying to do, right? So, warm up is good. Even younger folks, including little guys, have the need to warm up before getting started with any kind of, turn the other side, yeah, vigorous practice. Okay? Sometimes that warm up is built into the practice, like I've just done. In Wudang Qigong, the warm-up is built into the sets. We start with very simple things and we move along to more complicated things. With Tai Chi, we can start with the beginner level and step by step go through each move slowly. We can move things along a little bit. Right now, we're going to go through the first part and start into the second part of Wudang Taiji. Remember that we need to back up. This is not long enough in here. All right, once we start moving, the form goes. So we have to back up. Keep that in mind. Practice. Feet together, stand straight. Next thought. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax. Just relax the breath. Open the body. This is, okay, I'm going to do something and I'm going to check and make sure that my body parts are all ready to do that. So my shoulders were a little tense. Release that. Let it go. Stand straight. Fingertips down. Pull up through the crown of the head. Tip of the tongue touches the roof of the mouth. Toes grip the floor just a little bit. Knees are bent slightly. Open the hip. Relax the breath. Salute. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in, look inside. Breathe out, look outside. Sink. Open. And turn. Come across and down. Palms supporting heaven. Alligator playing in the water. Yin and yang both appear. Shift. 4 directions. Pull down. Other side. Come around the front. 3 rings around the moon. Double punch. And string the leg. Shift forward. Hold ball. Ward off. Pull down. Press. And push. Double cloud hands. Single cloud hands. Left side. Heel. Toe. Ward off. Ward off again. Pull down. Press. Push. Turn. Reach out. Single whip. 2, 3. Step back. Palm the face. Up. Brush knee. Brush knee. Step up. Dragon and tiger join together. Hands strum the leg. Step back. Out to the right. Heel. Step 3. Come around. Out to the left. Heel. Brush knee. And to the right. Step up. And strum the leg. Step forward. Downward punch. Turn. Lazy guy ties up his sleeves. Deflect downward. Carry. And punch. Apparent closing. Up on the left again. Down on the right. Up along center. Press up. Part 2. Return the tiger to the mountain. And turn. Hold ball. We just did this. Same set. Different place. And turn. side. Shift back. Pull down. And push. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Shift back. Push back the monkey. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, relax for a minute. That's a lot. I'm going to start towards the end. I'm going to sip coffee for a second and catch my breath. I was working. Alright, so as we're moving through the form, right, you notice that I don't talk as much with this form as I do with my Young style form. Partly because I really don't like being verbal while I'm practicing. I pay attention to many other things and not so much talking. It was Miss Tanya Lugodowska, Miss Tanya, in ballet class, who emphasized, shall we say, not talking during class. That if you needed to ask a question, ask it with movement. You don't need to be verbal. Shh. You understood that, right? I'll show you. I had to put my coffee down for a second and show you. Alright, so one of the, seriously, I'm going to do this. One of the techniques that we would use, right? So in dance, we have footwork, lots of footwork. Okay? So footwork can be described that was petit pas mal, front and back, open to a jeté with a turn, and then a grand balmain with a turn. If you know what you're asking, if you understand what this is all about, then it makes sense. If you don't, it doesn't. Same kind of thing here, right? The fundamentals for the movement that come out of what we're doing. Paying attention to the breath, paying attention to the coordination of the breath with the movement, paying attention to keeping the body open, paying attention to all of these other things. I don't need to talk. I don't. I can do. I just asked a question and I answered it. The more we practice, the more we pay attention to movement, the more advanced we get in paying attention to movement. less attention we give to the verbal description of the movement, and the more we pay attention to what we're doing, right? It's movement. There's a similar, not quite the same, but very similar thing that happens with language facility. I have multiple languages, and when I'm functioning in Chinese, that's my second best language. I don't fully function in Spanish or French or German or anything like that. English and Chinese. I'm sort of functional in Spanish, but not really. Alright, so if I'm thinking in Chinese, I don't think the same way as I do if I'm thinking in English. I don't. If I'm thinking in terms of movement, I don't think the same way as either English or Chinese. It's a very different way of paying attention to things. Let's practice a little bit more from this last part. We'll start with, I'm going to back up just a little bit. Lazy guy ties up his sleeves. So we'll review. On the right, elbow lines with the knee. Fist at the center. 70-30-ish for your weight. And turn. Hip like downward. Parry and punch. Pull in. And down. Come up the center. Press up. Turn 1, 2, 3, 4. Yin and yang both appear. Pull down. Other side. Shift back. On the 45, dragon and tiger. Return the tiger to the mountain. I think there's a tiger in there someplace. Turn. Flat hands. 1, 2. Hold on the left. And 1, 2. Open to the right. Up. And down. Push. Flat hands again. 1, 2, 3. Holding right. 2. Balance issue there. And come down. And again. 1, 2. And I scoot. 1, 2. Cross hands. Open. And out. 1, 2. Down, come around, punch down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, repulse the monkey, push back the monkey. Four times. Come with the palm, circle. Okay, let's see bottom. Alright, there's quite a bit on the end there. Let's pay attention to that little part where we just finished Qi Cui Liao Yin. Hold the ball, heel, toe, open. We just finished that. And we're getting ready to start this new piece. Okay? As I come around, the ball. 1, 2, down here. Alright? Now I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to slow it down. Alright, we just finished that. We come around with cloud hands. And I'm going to talk about cloud hands in a minute. 1, 2, crossing hands, center, open downward, and out. Turn 1, turn 2, 3, separate, circle, downward. This hand comes around and back to the hip. Right? That's the next move, is push back the monkey. Alright, so as circle down, my hand, over here, this one. Okay. The elbow should not be much higher than the shoulder. Okay. A little bit is okay, a little bit lower is better. Pick the spot that you still have strength through your shoulder and it's not dependent on your arm. My arm's up here. I don't have near the strength in my shoulder as if my arm is here. I have my whole body behind my arm here. I've only got this little part if my arm's up here. Okay? If I'm going to push something, this is hard. All right. Physical dynamic here. Let me step back over here. If my arm is up here and I want to push that way, what do you have to put behind it? Now, I can bring a little bit more, but most of what I have that I can put behind my arm if I'm trying to push something up here, most of what I have depends on how strong my arm is. It's no good. I don't care how strong your arm is, there's always going to be somebody stronger. Okay? That's the way it works. Alright, so strength all by itself is not what we want. I'm not going to muscle through this. It's not going to happen. Because that's not the principle that we want to apply. We want to look at whole body. Alright, so up here, arm and shoulder, and here, I got the whole body. I can put my waist, I can put my hip into whatever it is that I'm doing. And particularly for me, my waist and my hips are so much stronger than my shoulders. That's just, yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm back to dance class again. One of the fundamentals that we learn is to look at body types. Because everybody's available. Right? That's what dancers do. We use our bodies as the art. So if you don't know your body type, if you don't know where that body type fits in choreography, where it fits in with your own ability to move, all right? So I'm using me. I learned early on that I can't jump worth beans. I do not get airborne. It doesn't happen. Okay? So me doing things that a lead dancer would do, that includes jumps and lifts and all sorts of things, that it just ain't gonna happen. Alright? If I don't recognize that, I'm being foolish and deceiving myself about what I can and cannot do. Part of what I learned, I'm going there, was that things that required slower movement, controlled movement, where there was holding strength that was needed, I was good at those things. And that led me to Taiji. Lots of holding strength, lots of need to use the entire body along with coordinated rhythmical movement that, with a couple of exceptions, doesn't have a lot of jumps in it. Okay? So if I was studying the Shaolin arts, which I did a little bit, but if I was really going there, I would have needed to have learned a whole bunch of jumps and turns and spins and things that Tai Chi doesn't ask us to do. Okay? So, my point, as we're moving, right? Where is the strength? Where does my hand need to be to really connect with the strength that I have, right? Where is my hand supposed to be in relation to whatever the movement is in the form, okay? And it is supposed to be right up here by the ear, but higher or lower? Where's that sweet spot for me? That I can find that spot that as I extend the hand, I've got everything that I have behind it. Where's that spot? How do we find that? Where do we move through that? All right. Paying attention to that part of practice. How do I move? Where is my strength? And knowing, okay, it's knowing where that is, the physical part, as well as knowing what we're good at. What am I comfortable with? What am I going to practice? What might I be good at? What might I want to become good at? Right? All of that goes together. So if I wanted to become a gymnast, ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Now, when I was 3, if my mom had taken me to gymnastics class instead of ballet class, that might happen. I didn't like ballet class at that time either, so it was okay. But my point is that as we develop through our practice, we also develop the skill to know what we're good at, what feels good, which movements do I like, because everybody likes some, and yeah, I can do this, but I like that, okay? So let's start again, except we're going to start with cloud hands just before downward punch to push back the monkey. Pay attention to, the cat is complaining. Don't pay attention to the cat. Pay attention to where your arm needs to be and what your placement is through your body. Cloud hands, double cloud hands, and turn. 1, 2, cross hands, separate, out, and 1, 2, 3, punch downward, and up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, cross. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open. Come around. Open. I didn't give that yet, so I'm not going to pay attention to it. And we are ignoring the cat. Yes. Should be done in a minute. All right. As we, thank you, Fool. You're welcome. Yeah. All right. So as we, let's do this one more time. Just from cloud hands. And 1, 2, cross hands out and round, down and out. 1, 2, 3, circle, brush knee and down, up. 1, 2. Pay attention to the arm. And come on up. Turn. All right. I'm going to give that ending movement in just a second. As we move, 1, 2, all right? Turn the waist, use the waist, pay attention to how the arms work together. Okay? Because there's opportunity for pull down and twist, as well as push. Lots of opportunities with this. All right, so one more time. We're here. One, 2, cross and out. 1, 2, cross and out. That from here, pull, pull, push. So push me, pull me. You're going in 2 directions. Pull and push. Ouch. Yeah, that's there. All right, so also pay attention, and I'm going to call this out just because I was thinking about it a minute ago, and I want to make sure we do it before I put it back in. Cloud hands in Wudang Taiji has 2 parts. 双腕手, 单腕手, double and single. 双, 2 pair of, 单, single. As we move through double cloud hands, there is a tendency, I've seen this for a fact in one of my former students a long time ago, to make it more complicated than it is. Okay? It looks more complicated, and I break this down in a couple of different places, but I'm going to do it real quick again just because. As we turn, both hands together, turn over, 1, right? So I'm here, both hands together. I'm going to step behind, and we're going real slow here. Turn. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? 1. One more time. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Both hands together and out. It's not this. It's not. It's not. That's. I was talking about how to describe movement with your hands without talking. I'm going to guess that there are going to be quite a few people who know what I just said. It's not that hard once you understand part of what's going on. Alright, so verbalizing it, my point was you have to use the waist. This is not some playing with the hands thing. Turn, turn, turn. Turn, turn, turn. This way and that way. Let's do this one time. Not moving. Turn to the left. Excuse me, turn to the right. Let's go to the right. 1, 2, and to the left. Turn to the right. And 1, 2, out to the left. Turn to the right. 1, 2, out to the left. And turn to the right. 1, 2, and to the left. Turn to the right. 1, 2, out to the left. Turn to the right. 1, 2, and to the left. One more time, right and left. The secret for this move is that when the hands join here, they stay connected. Lao connected to Lao. This is not up here. This is here. Hold the ball. 1, 2. Think of bowling. You can you're gonna bowl. Let's go bowling. I got a ball. Go that way. That is part of the meaning behind the movement. That is part of what we're doing. Alright, so paying attention to the waist turning. Again, I'm going to do this just because I'm beating up on this move. If I don't move my waist, right, just the hands. 1, 2, 3. Right? Looks much simpler. It is. If I move the waist, I'm not moving my feet. I'm just going to move my waist. A little more complicated. Okay? And I'm going to move the waist and the lower tian. What was that? Same circle! Exactly the same circle. except instead of executing it with my hands out here, my hands were the result of the circle that I described through the lower tian. And yes, it goes both ways. The swimming fish, yin fish, yang fish. This is the perfect place to practice that, because we use it. Turn, 1, 2, come out on the other side. 1, 2, out on the other side. That twist is something that we want to practice. We want to be able to use that with whatever movement we're doing. All right, let's, one more time. I'm going to put this back into the form. Just after the second set of Qi Tui, Liao Yin, raise the leg, lift up yin. So front, side, come through, cloud hands, cloud hands. This is the third cloud hands before we separate, okay? On the right, left foot front, and turn. 1, 2, separate, and out. 1, 2, 3, punch down. Repulse the monkey. Watch the arm. 2. Pay attention to your turns. And come around. Alright. This last move I'm going to show you, I'm going to show right now. We're going to cover it more next time. Alright? So, I just finished the fourth in the set. Come back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push back the monkey. Hand is here. Come around. Palm. 3 guesses what your target is. Circle. Come up. And around. Needle at sea bottom. Okay? As we come up, heel, toe again, circle, and down. Well, I'm going to cover all of that next time. Today, we focus on the arm position for push back the monkey. Shouldn't be too high, right around your ear. Elbow below the shoulder. Gives you the best position, the best ability to use your whole body, not just your arm, as you're moving. We also talked about how this circle in cloud hands isn't nearly as complicated as it may appear from time to time. And that as we develop the skill to connect the waist, to connect the lower tian, there is a difference in the outward appearance of the movement. It's not all out here anymore. Those connections and understanding your own abilities, talked about that a little bit too with my references to my early dance studies and understanding that I was really good at an adagio and not very good at the allegro. I just wasn't. So understanding that, knowing that, we gain advantage in our own practice. We learn what we're good at. We can develop additional skills. Doesn't mean that you don't work at it. I worked at the Allegros. I did. I tried. It didn't happen, but I tried. I did. That's how I know I couldn't do it. I tried. All right, that's how you find out. The more you focus on the things that you can do and bring in, because I brought in so many things over the years to my own practice to develop it. So it's not just this one thing that I can do really well. Now it's, I'm going to look at that. Oh, I can do that. I can do that too. Oh, I can do that. That's part of how I got started with some of the Wudang arts in the first place, and that's part of how I got to be reasonably good at some of the things that I do. I recognize what I'm good at, I recognize what I'm not good at, work at some of the things that I'm not good at, right? And I work at some of the things that I'm good at, so that both can get better. I hope that's a takeaway for your practice, and that's it for me for today. I appreciate that you were here. I'll be back tomorrow with the Tai Chi sword. Thursday and Friday, Wudang Qigong, and next week we're going to do this again. Monday, Yang Style Tai Chi. Wednesday, Wudang Style Tai Chi. Thursday, Wudang Style Tai Chi. Did I say that right again? No, I didn't. Monday, Yang Style Tai Chi. Tuesday, Wudang Style Tai Chi. Wednesday, Wudang Style Tai Chi sword. Thursday and Friday, Wudang Qigong. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your patience with me this morning and being a little bit late. And I hope that this little change in format, where I'm spending a bit more time with the analysis and explanation, is going to prove to be useful. I welcome your feedback. Anything, it's good, it's not good, shut up, let's practice. No, keep talking. I appreciate whatever you might want to tell me. Thank you.